we're picking up exactly where we left off on this Capri. Now it's time to get this thing on the bloody road. I want to drive it. I want to see what it's like. But there's a few things we've got to do first, and the majority of them are in this trolley. This is a clutch kit. A shuffler. Oh, my shuffler. We're going to get this fitted to the car. There's a new battery there, which is the right size, which was 40 quid. So they're coming down in price, aren't they, the batteries? What else have I got? I've got wheel nuts. Over here, I've got this thing, which is like a sort of cherry bomb of some description. We're going to have a go at fitting that because the exhaust that's on it is a bit knackered. I want to get in underneath the arches. I want to have a little bit of a look in those, and I want to maybe get started on a couple of bits of MOT related welding. We're also going to need to put 4 tyres on it. And let me start this video with a rant to National Tyres and Auto Care. And I said to them there, I have these. I have 4 of them, and I need the rubber bits changing for brand new ones. Very, very straightforward. And he was like, yeah, what car is it? I was like, so a Ford Capri. He was like, okay, cool, that's cool, isn't it? I was like, yeah. 185, 7013. Can I have 4 new tyres? So we went through them, yeah. 70 quid each or whatever it was, yeah. Fit them day after tomorrow. Perfect. Perfect. Let's book them in. And then and I said, I'll tell you what I'll do, if it's this date, can I drop them off to you in the morning, drop the wheels off in the morning, and then when I go home again, because National Tyres is right next to my house, that's why I use them. Because it's easy, you know. But when it's second-hand tyres and stuff, I tend to use that Chester tyres, which you've seen me go to a lot before. But for brand new stuff, I like National Tyres. Anyway, so I was like, yeah, can I, so book in, and I said, I'll drop the wheels off here in the morning and I'll pick them up when I'm on my way home. He goes, oh no, you can't do that, mate. I was like, what? Why not? Why can't I do that? What's the problem? And he goes, it's company policy, you have to bring the car down, I can't just have the wheels. And I was like, okay mate, nice one, I'll see you later, see you then. And he goes, no, we have to, you can't just bring the wheels down, we have to see the car. And I was like, mate, I've been doing this for years with you, like, what's going on, like, you know, why do you need to see the car? The car's got an MOT, hasn't got a clutch. Why do you need to see the car? You need to see these bits, you need to see nothing else. He goes, no mate, company policy, we have to have the car down, we can't just take loose wheels in. I'm like, but it saves you so much time and hassle and space and everything, you could just do them as you're going. What's the problem? Company policy, mate, can't do it. So they've just lost out on like 250 quid or whatever it is, 300 quid's worth of work, of job, because I have to take the car down there. It's complete madness. Anyway, what a complete waste of everybody's time that was. Not the story, but just the National Tyres themselves. Businesses, they're sort of policying themselves out of business. What should we do first then? I do quite like easing myself into the day sometimes, so why don't we do that, you know? That'd be quite fun, wouldn't it? That's fun. Oh, look how fast that is. Do you know there's some people out there that pay Halfords to fit them, for them? Could just, that's how easy it is, that's how long it takes. But they go, you know, I can do it with one hand, as I'm talking to you. And yet, some people will go into Halfords and go, I don't know how to do it, can you do it for me? It takes 2 seconds, watch a YouTube video on it, it's very simple. God, it's put me in a right stinker of a mood, that tyre debacle. Someone's just commented on one of the Facebook, Instagram posts that every company has a well-staffed team dedicated to sales prevention. Which is true, they do nowadays, don't they? Nobody wants to do anything. I want to put the battery in because I want to sort this windscreen washer thing, see if we can get some windscreen washers now that we've got, the hell is that? Cool new wiper blades. I want to try it. Right, so wiper blade's working, but no wiper motor go. Where's the other one? So, oh yeah, one of the terminals is snapped off it. You see that? Is this going to work? Oh my god, and that's battered as well. I don't think any of that's going to work, is it? Surely. Right, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that or not. But do we get power when we press the button is the question. Randomly the power just goes off. How weird is that? Something's happening, but not a lot. Right, just want to check the earth on this, make sure it's doing a thing. Interesting. No earth. Why no earth? What's that as well? The red cable is earth and the black cable is not earth. Is that normal? Why is that? Why is the black one not earth and the red one is earth? Surely it should be the other way around. We're not going to start like this, okay, as we go on. Starting to become a little bit of a Christine car, this. I'll explain more later on, but there has been some developments to do with the previous owner and stuff. The previous owner, member of their family, got in touch with me after the last episode and explained some interesting things, which I'll tell you all about shortly. But first, let me try and find out what's wrong with this. My mum's just turned up to help me diagnose this Capri. She hasn't really, she's just turned up to bring me this. It's called a fridge rover, but it also works on bonnets. Oh, it stopped. Who remembers this big brown slug? Still going. Nearly time for another MOT. My mum's taking the Passat for a spin because she wanted to have a go in it, and it's automatic. So she's going to take that up the road, see what it's like. Your door's open. Your door's open.
Oh right, okay.
Enjoy. Give it a good boot as well. It's fast. You'll enjoy it. Watch out for my truck.
Okay.
So after hours of investigating, well, 30 seconds, I can't. It doesn't work. Cables are just doing mad things. So I've tested all the fuse box and stuff. Come on, we can do better than this. We can do better than this. I'm going to have to delve further into it. There's a couple of big loom plugs there, so we'll take those out at some point and we'll have a bit of a gander through. But for now, let's do the bits that we can do. You know, look at this shiny new object. It's going to be good, isn't it? Let's just give that a quick change. Have we got a new one of these as well? Because that is very, very ropey. I mean, that's what's going to be making us run a little bit lumpy, especially that bit there. Because I did clean that bit up, but I forgot to clean that bit up. Look at that, brand spanking new, come on. I've also got to change these points. They're, you know, they're all right, but they're a little bit crusty. They've been on there for a little while. And I've got, hopefully, whoops, a daisy, in here. Oh, nice new condenser, that. Bloody hell, it's a bit of a proper bit of kit, that, isn't it? Oh yeah, look, it's bolted onto the side of the distributor there. That's dead cool. So we'll get that changed. And then these are our new points that don't look anything like those, do they? Oh yeah, perfect. Look at that. Great stuff. Right, let me get those swapped over. Just in the middle of changing these points, and I thought I would point a couple of things out. It's just so interesting to see how things wear, isn't it? So obviously the new one there on the left and the old one on the right. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you this as well as I'd like. but the amount of wear on the points, can you see that? It's like burnt a hole almost completely in one side of the points. Fascinating, isn't it? Well due for change. And I imagine looking at them and looking at how everything was fitted and how hard the screws were to get out and stuff, these have never been changed. These are the original equipment from the car, but we're going to get these stuck in. This thing is already on, and again, original sort of Ford badges, Ford Germany. Just really interesting. Cool. Sad old dizzy cap in the spares department. Brand spanking new one on. All new gubbins inside there. All gapped completely by eye. I mean correctly. Get those on. I'm going to do the spark plugs. I'll show you what they look like when they come out, and then we'll fire her up and see if she sounds really good. I'm hoping she will. Oh, it's a little bit oilier than I thought it would be. Okay, just check that's the right kind before we take all the others out. Oh yeah, superb, love that. But yeah, there may be some of you out there that are questioning why I haven't gone for changing the HT leads. And the reason being is because I haven't got money to burn, and there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with those ones. They seem to be all right. They're nice and flexible, and oh my god, that one's absolutely caked in oil. And yeah, just they're fine. You know, they're in such good condition, and they look like really good high quality ones that you'd be, unless you were buying extremely good high quality ones as well, just seems to be a bit of a waste of time. These look like original equipment stuff. This is amazing. I love it, really good. There's two. God, that one's got a crack in the ceramic of it. So these look like potentially original ones. You can see that there. But look how dirty they are and oily and stuff. Well due a change. I've also been sort of thinking in terms of what direction I'm going to go with this car, because of the low mileage and the history and, you know, all that good stuff, and the fact that it is, the interior's so nice and, you know, that kind of thing. I've decided that I am still going to go ahead with doing some engine stuff on it, but the car from the outside I'm not really going to change. I'm going to restore it in a way where I'm not going to change any stickers or anything. It's still going to be badged up as a 1.6 laser. Nobody's going to know apart from us and the people that we overtake that there's anything but a 1.6 engine in it. But I do want to change it because I want to change it for me. I want to enjoy it, you know. I want to, you know, I've always wanted that fast Capri, so that's what I'm going to do. But if I take the engine out, when I take the engine out, I'm going to stick it on a pallet. I'm going to put it in the little shed, all wrapped up, and I'm going to make sure that whatever I do to this car, the next owner is able to completely return it to standard if I ever decide to sell it. Should we see how well it runs now? That's the first time it's ran in over a week. She's sweet as a nut and quiet as a mouse. I do like Fords, but when they were designing their wheel nuts, they definitely were having a bit of a Friday early dart. Probably had a few in the pub at lunch as well, you know, before they invented those double-skinned wheel nuts. I mean, they're just a catastrophe, aren't they? A bag of shite. Takes ages to get them off. Anyway, look at this. Original Ford shocks and springs on the front. So good. So good. Really impressive. I mean, definitely going to be in the market for a change, but it's nice to see them on there. Brake pipes and everything are good, and just look how solid it is. We're going to need to start addressing this stuff as well, because it's going to be MOT time soon. Discs are like new, apart from being rusty, and all the brake pads as well. Tons of meat in there again, really nice. Look how clean it is, man. Blown away. In the back here as well. Seriously cool. I need to get this wheel off though, and this wheel nut still hasn't removed itself, annoyingly. So I'm going to tighten these up as much as I can, and then we're gonna get to work hammering some stuff over that, some old sockets, and doing various things, trying to get that out. Right. Okay. That's too big. That's a 19. What have I got? Anything else? Instead of walking backwards and forwards, why don't I bring the tools over to here? Does that feel like it could work? I don't know. How long do you reckon this is going to take them, start to finish? We're going to be here all day, aren't we? Yeah, that's too small. It's not going to go on there. Oh, can I sacrifice this 18? I can always try and hammer the nut out again afterwards, can't I? It'll be fine. Fine. Grabbed on there really nicely. I don't know if it's going to turn or not, but it did grab on there nicely. See, what that's doing is just spinning round. Cool. That's now stuck on there. Oh, it's out. So what's your go-to method of relieving cars of locking wheel nuts when you haven't got the key? Because you will love hitting things with hammers, isn't it? Okay, that's not working. Yes, come on. It's completely on the piss. Come on! Great success. Sweet as all wheels now. What's happening? Okay, that usually works. Where's my rubber hammer? Definitely moved then, didn't it? All wheels off the car. It's just a properly wonderful sight to behold, isn't it? Happy days. This exhaust, I need to put this cherry bomb thing on. So I'm going to have to sort of cut it there, I think, where it's already been welded at some point. Very interesting. I don't need to do that right now though, but I'm sure it's not going to be an issue at all. Right, we need to gather some inventory, see what we've got in terms of covering. Don't know if that's still in date. So here's my thought process. I don't particularly want to go and spend any money, so this is what I've got, which I could use to protect some of the underside, mainly the wheel arches. And at least then that's the wheel arches done, you know, and then we can worry about the real sort of underneath where it needs that welding hole, and I'll buy some more stuff before we do it. It's also going to be handy that we do the wheel arches first, because we've got to take the gearbox out, and that means taking the prop shaft off, and then we can get all above the prop shaft and stuff. Maybe even clean the prop shaft up. That'd be nice. Looks super good if anybody ever decided to just look underneath the car. You know, when you go to car shows and people have those mirrors that show underneath the car, I'm like, how'd you clean it? How'd you drive it? You know, you take that down the road, just you go home and back in that once, and it's knackered like. So could you ever drive the car? Is it possible? I don't know. If you do that, let me know. And then go and have a word with yourself. I'm joking, of course. Right then, I need to get some equipment, some sanding stuff, and just start tidying things up. It's so nice. All this shiny metal. It's so good. Look, no problems, no worries, no dramas. Apart from that bit, like, but in here, great, really nice. Chassis legs and everything, fantastic. What I've been trying to do is to just get a real nice idea of what I'm working with here. You know what I mean? So I'm going to have this car for a long time. Not my usual sort of dine and dash. This is, you know, I need to be sort of thinking long term with this thing. I've just spent some money. Ah, God, I hate spending money. And I've ordered 2 new arch panels. One for this side, one for the other side. We're going to get those on. I don't know when, because MOT wise, I think that might be our only problem, MOT wise there. And maybe for the moment I can just put a little bracket over that, you know, a little patch, and then, you know, because I don't want to rush putting the arch on. I'd rather sort of take my time and do a really nice job of it. And if it passes the MOT just with a plate over that, then, you know, that'd probably do me, and then we can do a lot more sort of in-depth work and try and make the welding job of this a bit nice. You know, doing all that in 2 weeks and all the rest of the stuff, it's got potential. I could do it, I don't know. We'll wait for the panels to arrive and we'll make our mind up. Over here, very similar story, just a spotless bit of kit. Down there again, beautiful. These are little holes, little access holes. I have a machine here which I'm going to use to sort of put huge amounts of stuff down there. I'm going to sort of do this. Like that, when that's full of good things. And it'll keep those sills nice, because the sills are wicked, aren't they? I mean, look at that for a sill. Really nice. I've got 4 cans of this MOT in a can Ford black. I've got a stone chip in black, and I've got this stuff which has been on the shelf for a long time. So I might use a bit of, that's the same thing, just in different things. So I might sort of stick that in some hot water for a bit and just sort of see what it's like, and then we could maybe use this on the back arch, and then once that's dried, give it a quick primer and empty all of these Ford blacks all over, and that should give us plenty of protection for years to come. This is one of the, there's 2 contentious things when you put work on cars on the internet. One of them is welding. Everybody's an expert on welding, including myself. And the other is rust inhibitors and underneath car protection and stuff. And listen, I've bought hundreds of cars. I've seen every stage of rust available, and I've seen what has worked on cars, because what's done in the past and what's, all this sort of stuff. And the thing is, there's a few sort of main points to mention, right? One, no one's stopping rust. It doesn't matter what you're putting on the POR 15, built, hammer this, I don't care. I'm sorry, you're not stopping rust. There's no way. There's a very, very interesting video that I'll try and link the description to, where this fella gets a load of all these coatings and does sort of very in-depth testing on all of them over a couple of years, leaving them outside, leaving them in salted chambers and all this sort of mad stuff, and goes through them all, and they're all just much of a muchness. It's a whatever happens, you're not stopping rust. All of the things that he was testing rusted. The ways you can really stop rust or limit rust: don't take your car when it's wet, leave it in a heated garage overnight. If you leave your car in a heated garage overnight, you're gonna do well. It's not gonna rust as fast as the other ones, but it will probably still rust in areas if you use it on the road, because it's just how it is, isn't it? I could go out and spend loads of money on built hammer and all this sort of stuff, but I've got all this in stock. I'm just going to use it, It's just, this car is going to probably be kept inside like my other ones. I don't really necessarily need to spend loads of money. I'm not going to be driving it through the sea, And as long as you do the other main thing, which is keep the car clean under the arches, make sure when you're pressure washing it, you're pressure washing right into the arches where mud and stuff can hold moisture. If you can do all that, you'll stand a chance of keeping your car in really good nick. If you don't do all that, then, your car's going to rust faster. But whatever you do, just don't worry about it. I don't know the condition of what's in here. I can't even remember when I bought it, but we're going to find out. Yeah, looks okay. Nice, okay. This particular stuff I'm using is from a company called Weld. Rob turned me onto these. Everything's so far so good with them, They're really, really good. And this should keep anything away for a long time. It's a nice little first sort of splash over of that stuff, isn't it? Look at the condition of this car, man. So good. It's going to stay like that for a while. I've painted the shock absorber cover as well, but it doesn't really matter, does it? It's only a cover. And hopefully, you know, these might get swapped out for a coilover set at some point. That would be cool, wouldn't it? This is drying super nice. Really, really nice. It's going to be very good in that arch. This one is, it just takes the front, there's so much arch in here, it's taking ages to clean. But I'm just cleaning all this, and yeah, it's a, you know, it could be better in places, but you know, we'll keep sort of sanding down on those and give them a good coat. Up in here, again, you know, it's just getting in all those fiddly little places, because I don't want these things to get any worse. This wing's nice. It's not a bolt-on operation either, the wing. There's some bolts there, but it's all welded along this edge here. You've got this here, which we saw on the first video, so we're going to have to do a little with that. I saw these cracks up here, and I was sort of wondering, you know, what it was and what was underneath there, and I was holding my breath thinking, is it going to be a write-off underneath there? But it's not. It's super nice clean metal, which is great to see. So I'm going to clean this up, and then I've got some of this brushable seam sealer, and we'll just apply that where I've checked and sort of put it in after we've welded that up down there, and that'll keep that all nice. And yeah, in here, again, it's not the best. I'm just sort of doing stuff on a stick, trying to sort of get as much of the flaky, horrible crap rust off as I can. And then yeah, we will get some coating on here. Genuinely caught this just in time, this Capri, I think. Another 5 years and it would be getting towards dust. I tell you what, these things are powerful little mules. A little bit of an MOT in the can up here. Now, please be aware, I am going to give this car a paint at some point, so this is just temporary, just to take your eye off it, because it looks absolutely horrendous. There you go. You won't be able to pick that out of the crowd now, will you? You know what I mean? And the MOT man's going to go, pass. I'm going to put a little weld on that tomorrow, so I'm not going to do it. This is like a pretty immaculate inner rear arch, really. Obviously the outer is going to need work, but for the inside, it's going to last forever, man. So good. This is a maximum effort, dirty job. Not nice. I hope this Capri appreciates it. In this wheel arch, we have at the top there, the hole which I'm going to do from inside the engine bay. I'll cut it all out and then treat it from the back down here as well. This bit I've just sprayed with a bit of zinc spray. That was where it's gone on the other side, but thankfully I've caught this and it wasn't great under there, so I've sanded it right the way back and just covered it with a bit of zinc spray. And those over there as well. I mean, I just, you know, you could spend a while, you know, unbolting everything and re-welding all that, but that'll do for me, you know, for now. It's going to be nice. I'm concerned that underneath here, inside there, he might pull us up on the MOT, but we'll find out, you know. This side, everything's in the rust, whatever it's called, inhibitor, I don't know, forgotten now, my brain's just full of dust. I've left that bit there because I'm going to weld that tomorrow, because I've got that bit, got the other bit, and then I've got this bit here as well to weld tomorrow. These back arches are all in black and they look superb. Really nice. And yeah, I've done a bit of MOT in a can in a few other places just to make it look a bit nicer than it potentially is. Don't get confused with what we're doing here either. This isn't a nut and bolt resto. This isn't 2 years work here. This is getting the car on the road and doing a nice job of it so I can use it and not have to worry about it falling to bits, rotting away. It's going to be strong and safe and fast and cool. I've been having a bit of a sweep up. This floor's definitely in need of another paint, isn't it? Doesn't stay white for very long, especially when you're painting green cars in it. Speaking of green cars, on the back of this one, I've been shopping. I bought this. It's a metric and imperial, which I kind of have been needing. 3/8, 12, 30 seconds, 740, 52s, whatever any of that means, I've now got it. And I've got some little stubby ones as well for my brake pipes and stuff, which is great. What else have I bought? And a lot of this is thanks to the Patreoners for sort of allowing me the financial freedom to go and purchase spanners. You know what I mean? Not just spanners though. Pistol, grip, needle, scaler and hammer. We're going to need this for underneath that. Plus loads of other handy things, but I've been meaning to buy one of those for ages. And this. A 20-piece multi-sander kit, air-powered. Again, this is what I use my Milwaukee for, but which is electric, but it's starting to get a bit battered, so I thought let's get an air one, and I've already got tons of the attachments, so very cool. And then in here, loads and loads of paints and some fiberglass reinforced filler. Now this isn't for filling holes in the bodywork, this is for, can you see that there? Ah, there you go. This isn't for filling holes in the bodywork, this is for when I weld in the rear arches, because you're going to need some heavier duty stuff to bridge gaps and things. Exhaust pipe cutter, which I've been waiting for a while. Handy little work light just for when I'm welding. Tin snips because mine are a bit blunt. What else? A new earth clamp for the welder, which I've been meaning to do for years. Some new tips for the welder, and that's it. Great. Everything's looking really swell under here from yesterday. I mean, it's just, that's such a hard wearing finish now that, you know, stone chips and stuff, no dramas, man, no worries. I've got a bit of welding to do, and I'm thinking that's where I'm going to start this morning. And I'm also thinking, while the welder's out, do I have a go at this? Which is a bit sad because there is a hole there. And it might be worth trying to sort of unbolt this as much as I can, try and pull it out the way, get into there, and then sort of maybe redo this panel now, because I don't want to buy a new wing, because the wing's fine. Just needs a bit of a rub down and stuff, but I could do that in preparation for bodywork. There's just a lot to do, isn't it? And you might as well just start eating chunks out of it. I've also just noticed that there. Oh my god. I'll have to get a plate on that. Very nice, very nice. And then yeah, this bit round here, and then there's a bit in the floor. So there's a bit of welding to do, so I think it makes sense to get the welder out. Don't last very long, these things, which is a bit annoying, but they're really good. to cut a fair bit more out of there than I thought I would, just because of the crustiness. I know you've got bits like this as well, but that's, you know, it's only sort of at the edge here. You know, we'll get a load of treatment and coating and stuff on that, and it'll last for many years to come. But this bit here, obviously being an MOT failure, we need to get that sorted. So originally it's 2 pieces, and this plate here slots behind that one. So that's what I'm going to do. It's quite a nice way of doing things as well, because you get a nice sort of lapped edge to weld to, if that's the right word. So yeah, I'm just going to cut a bit out, probably that big, slide it in there, magnetise it on, and then we'll give it a weld. Oh yeah, as well, just to point out, all inside here has had a nice sort of zinc weld spray as well, so hopefully should give it a fair bit of protection. This looks nice and thick stuff. And I want a little sort of plate, like 45 by 100, and then we can trim that down a bit more on the car. So that's your 100, that's your 45. Give that a real solid eyeball. Where I put the lid? Never find the lid, can you? And then that goes into this machine hither. Tidy. Oh. And there we have our little plate. So I'll give this a quick tidy up, slot it in, and get the welder out. Here we go. Essentially something like this. So you can see that's going to be flush on there, and it's going to have this step on here, which is similar to the original CAD designs, cardboard aided designs. That was a Project Binky thing then that I said. If you ever watch Project Binky, it's really good. Bad Obsession Motorsport, look them up. A couple of guys I would love to collab with at some point. Just fitted my sexy new earth clamp as well. Very nice. Very nice. My city and guilds in bridge building really helped there. So now I'm just going to, what they say is dress the welds, but what I'm really doing is grinding them down to make them look better. Cool. First coat of sort of black and a bit of stone chip over my wonderful little repair. All looking great under here. And I've put that bolt in that caliper. I don't know if you remember from the first episode, but I leant on it and the caliper went whoop. So I've reinforced that. But yeah, looking nice in here. This arch is done, apart from one more coat of black. Which bit shall I weld next? I'm thinking with this bit as well, I'm going to wait for the arch. I'm not going to do it, I'm going to wait for the arch, I think. And this episode might become 2 episodes of welding. Just moving on to this one here. Get rid of all the crap from in there with the air gun. Nice. I'm going to tidy that up, put a big fat plate on it because it's quite thick, and then yeah, on to the next. Nice little honest repair. Again, I'll sort of tidy those welds up a bit and then get some stuff over it. Very nice. If I hadn't told you it was there, would you even know? Next, I'm going to get the car down and do that one up there, hidden. This big hole is taking some prep work. Bit of a cavern. I've put a bit of seam sealer on it just to help out that crease there. I don't want stuff going underneath it. But yeah, nice little repair. Give that a bit of a black. I'm not going to paint or do anything to the engine bay yet, because we might do that when we rip that thing out and put something faster in it. I've found a couple of hidden nasties. Okay, hold your breath. So I started pulling on this, and then I was like, right, I'm going to do this. I'll just sort of prop this out a bit and just put a patch over that. And then I looked over there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a big ass hole in this bit. Now you can buy these panels, however, I am going to repair this one and just sort of patch it up and get us down the road, because it would be quite a big job to completely replace the panel, and it would mean having to wait for it. Anyway, I'm going to cut this bit of this wing out, and then I'm going to remake that panel, put it on, and then we're going to put it all back together, and it'll be dead nice. While I've got this bit cut out, I'm going to get access to these two holes, and we'll see what they look like. So let's cut this out first. This is getting a bit more in depth than I wanted to, but it's MOT time, isn't it? Whoa! Deploy is a nibbler! Right, where can we go? Let's just... Oh, wrong bit. Interesting. Oh, that's not nice. I'm going to make something like that, but we'll work it all out afterwards. I can just see that it's got that step there to go onto this bit. Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it? I mean, fantastic condition. I've just bitten the bullet. I've ordered a repair panel for here. And then what I'm going to have to do is we're going to have to do this on the deck. I'm going to have to take the door off, and I can't open the door, so we're going to have to... Anyway, it's not going to stop us in our tracks. We've got plenty of other stuff to do. But yeah, it just means that there is a little bit more in-depth stuff going on there. And I've also, this A-post here, I've also got this, so I could use that and the new repair panel that I get and make this all nice. But yeah, it does mean door off. I've ordered some new door pins as well. And yeah, we'll sort of put it all back together, make a piece out of that, and great. Annoyingly, because the car is on the ramp, I can only open the doors to sort of there before they hit the ramp, which is really, really annoying, which means I can't get properly in there in order to, you know, move all this carpet and stuff out of the way. So I can't weld that up either until that door's open. So I'm going to have to wait to do that hole. I think now then we should just start doing the big underseal job and just start. I remembered to put a bolt on that for the seat as well, by the way, a nut on that. So yeah, we should just start sort of rubbing everything back and getting some paint on it. What do you think? Up there. know, there's some really good nick, this car. It is in really good nick. Obviously, apart from this absolute nightmare thing here, but apart from that, it's really nice. So I've sort of scraped back up to about here. I'm just going to wipe everything off, give it a blow, and then put some primer on it. It's getting on for 5:30. Been at this all day. Oh, I'm just covered in lovely, lovely Capri. I'm going to, I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh yeah, I've finished sanding the back. It's as good as it's going to get. I'm going to prime it, paint it black, and then that's it for Underseal, which is great. And hopefully it should give us plenty more years in this Capri. And we'll keep an eye on it as the years go by, you know. That'd be really nice. Tomorrow it's just more welding, isn't it? And tyres tomorrow. Yeah. And I took the exhaust off, so we'll put the exhaust on as well. Yeah, plenty more to do. Let's go. When I got home last night, a big box was waiting for me. And I'm hoping inside is going to be the subject of today's work, which will be nice. Wow. Wheel arches. Which side's which? Does it say? Ah, no, wrong. Sick. So what do we do? Do we just glue these on? How does it work? Just put them over it? Have you ever done one before? Right, okay. Now I genuinely wasn't thinking of going sort of this far into the car restoration process so soon on this Capri. But my thinking is if I'm going to spend time welding a little patch on that for the MOT, might as well be putting the whole arch on, you know what I mean? And it's the same with the other side. I just thought, you know, it just means that you're going to have to wait a bit longer to see this thing on the actual road. Well, the good news is they look roughly the right shape and size. All we've got to do is sort of, I guess, cut them out and then weld these on. That's how it works, yeah? Oh, can't we just leave it like that? Would that not be cool? What I'm going to do though, I'm going to just draw a line around here, and then I'm going to cut much further in, just so I can always cut more off. It's difficult to add metal on, but it's easy to cut it off. So I'm going to cut it to about here, but I'll just put the line there so I know to go sort of an inch or so in. And then we'll have a look at what we've got, and we'll start like stripping some stuff off. There's a lot of filler in this back wing, back arch, and a big hole there. Pandora's box. Righty-ho then, we have exposed an inner arch, which on the face of it probably looks quite bad, but it's you know, it's good enough. It's there to attach some bonding to. A couple of things that are worth noting, and I didn't do this on purpose. I used the nibbler, this thing, to cut the old arch out, just because it's fast. And it's a little bit, you can follow a line easier than with an angle grinder. Imagine if I'd have used an angle grinder, I'd have gone straight through this cable and created all sorts of problems. It's annoying though, because I'm going to have to make sure that's tucked well away from any welding. And then over here, we've got a couple of rust related problems. Where the bumper was attached to, we've got this massive sponge which Ford have put there to hold water, and then rust out the bottom of this sort of wing, this quarter panel. So I'm going to have to take all this back and maybe put a couple of little plates on there, and probably do it while I can get access round there with a spray as well, or I can get through the boot into there, but still a bit more work than I wanted to do. Anyway though, this inner arch is okay. I need to shape it a bit, take it all back down to bare metal, give it a bit of a treatment, do a few jobs to it like that. But yeah, it's all there. You can see the bonding that they've used from the factory, and that's how we're going to attach this inside bit, you know. Nice. And I don't know if I should take this bit off as well, because it's all there, but there is a bit of rust on the bottom of it, so I don't know. Okay, I'll have a clean up and I'll show you. How does the saying go? You've got to make some eggs for an omelette or something? I don't know. But there you go. We're looking okay. I've cut off all the really bad stuff from here. Still a little bit rough there, but it's going to be further enough away, and I'm going to give it a good treatment for it. Hopefully not to be a problem for us. Probably take quite a few years to get through there. Down here I've still got to clean up a bit, but again I'm hoping that's just going to sit on there dead nice. This globule someone's just piped in there. I don't think that's a Ford thing. I think that's potentially a bodge job thing. I don't know. Lots of stuff. There was lots of filler around there. The step of filler's quite extreme. And then you've obviously got this bit here. So I'm gonna see maybe a little bit of a paint line there as well. I'm gonna cut this out. I don't really want to start messing about with this corner and stuff. I haven't got the right equipment to be making those, but it looks like I'm gonna have to. Yeah, it's pretty rough, isn't it? I'll see what I can do with that, but again, I'm gonna have to cut that out and then get rid of everything from there. I'm gonna have to go inside, take that door card thing off there, see if I can pull that wire completely out the way and make sure everything else is well out of the way before I start doing any welding. And then I can cut it a bit more, start bonding, put that arch on, and then once the arch is on, I can worry about these bits. And then we've probably only got 1 day left on this car for this episode. And the reason I say that is usually I would like to sort of maybe spend a bit more time and do another episode, or do a longer episode and just try and get the other side done as well and get all the welding sort of boxed off in this cool episode. However, the head shop have just phoned and the head for the Rover P6 is finished. 256 quid. Beautiful. So I fancy doing something else. So I'm gonna spend 1 more day on this. Hopefully we'll get all this bit welded up all nice, and then I can start filming the 3rd episode of the Rover P6, get that out to you a week on Friday, so a week after you've seen this, and then that should only take me a couple of days, and the rest of the time I can be filming more on this. See, it's all fine, you know, it's just a process, isn't it? You know, carries on, goes. I've got this bit over here to fit perfectly, and that's almost ready to go. This bit over here though, this stuff is insane. Is it? I think this is this a Ford thing? Do they do this to stop like the shake of the scuttle and stuff and the noise and things? But it's like, I want to weld to this. I'm going to set this on fire. I just have to do it really slowly, but I want to sit the panel behind it. So am I going to have to maybe not sit the panel behind it and just do like as close cut as I can? What a pain. I'll show you what I mean. Bloody hell, looks great, doesn't it? So I've got this down here to pretty much exactly where I want it to be. The whole thing needs to shimmy down a little bit more. I mean, the line's pretty much spot on, but I just want to get it down another couple of millimeters. Over here though, as you can see, this is a couple of millimeters lower. This needs to go up into there, and then it'll transfer over to that. And this is where all that crap is. So what I could probably do is just make a cut out of this, and then that's what we're sort of welding to there, which isn't ideal because I didn't want to do a butt weld. I wanted to do a nice overlap like that because that's going to be super easy to weld. Anyway, we're getting very close, Why is my car rusty? Well, look at the water, look at the moisture. Can you see the moisture in that? Hopefully it will be able to focus. You can see it dripping. Insane thing to do. Surely there would have been a better way. But this is why your car's rusting out. I think this must be a Ford thing. It can't be someone's just chucked a load of expanding foam in there. It looks like a dealer thing, but I don't know. I might be wrong. Let me know in the comments if you know. We should be ready to bolt this thing up. Well, not bolt it up, but clamp it up. Try and tuck that wire somewhere and get welding. But the thing is about doing this sort of welding behind is that a lot of the heat is going to be taken away by that as well. So we're going to avoid any quarter panel warpage and things if I take it nice and slow. Very good, very good, very good, very good. Right, I need to get more of this out. So I've just put a nice weld-through coating on here and taken the old coating off, just to sort of make it a bit nicer and easier to weld on. Fair old amount of detritus on the floor, isn't there? All right then, I'm pretty much ready to go. Got to apply some sticky stuff. Shame we can't just bond the whole panel on. I mean, you probably could. A lot of Modern cars have just up the panels, outer panels just bonded on, just stuck on, not welded. But we can't do that because we're on the internet. Okay, so let's give it a liberal coating of this seal for tigers. Nice, nice, nice. Right, I suppose you only really get one shot at this, so let's make sure we completely mess it up. Don't know why I put that on. Ugh. So soon in the proceedings. Oh, let's put a little bit on the bottom of that as well, actually. Just on there. Okay, as you were. Oh, there we go, we're in. That was easy, wasn't it? Cloth, slightly damp. Hey, that's pretty good. Oh, yes! Now we are talking. Have I got another clamp? Yes. Oh, pretty good at some things, you know. And this seems to be one of them. I need to clean it up again, show you what it looks like, and then press the trigger on the welder and go bum 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 for about an hour. It's going to be fun, isn't it? Do you want to watch it? I don't know. Hope the flashing lights are okay. Just feast your eyes on my skill levels. Once that's, I'll hold it in place when I tack it, and that is, you know, it doesn't get any closer than that, does it really? You know. And then we'll have a nice weld round there, and then down there as well. BEA beautiful. So I've pulled everything out of the way. Thankfully I can get to that cable from in there as well, so that's been tucked up. Shouldn't have any issues with fires, but I have got a tap there if needs be. Right then, let's fire up the welder. Call me YKK because I have zipped that up. Didn't take as long as I thought either. It was quite nice. Panel kept really nice and cool. No issues anywhere on it, you know, really nice. I've just got a couple of bits of sort of to do, you know, but look at it, yeah, it's all decent. Really, really nice. Quite pleased with that. Looking really sharp. So yeah, I'll dress these up, whatever that means, and then I'm gonna have to take all of this back as well, because can you see all these little bumps? Still soft as well. Full of water. Oh my god, look at that, it popped. I've never seen that before. That's totally bizarre. Do you see that one pop? Madness. So yeah, I'm gonna take all that back as well, and then we'll sort of give it a big, once these two bits are on, a big nice coat of filler and primer. We're done. Just need some filler and stuff, but she's looking really nice. Nice solid rear quarter panel wing, love it. And I've taken a bit of this down where those bubbles were, and it's okay underneath. It's just where, I don't know, maybe, you know, like I try and get rid of the water out of my paint. Look at that one, it's like popping a spot. I love it. I wonder how long that water's been in there. That's crazy. Anyway, look at that bit there, isn't that nice? Just a light skim of filler. You know, you're only filling sort of that much all the way over. It's going to be real good, and we're going to use that fiberglass stuff. That's why I bought it, just because it's going to make a stronger sort of adhesion and stronger bridge, which is really nice. And yeah, it's solid, absolutely solid. So dead happy with that. Have got to make another couple of panels over there first. So much filler on this car. Now it's thick. I can see it's had a dent at some point. Where's the blower? Oh my god. Oh no. This is not ideal, is it? Good grief. Right, okay. Don't forget the safety squints. It's fine. Oh, there's a little hole there. It's absolutely fine. Nothing to worry about. I'm not concerned. I've painted the floor white. Oh no, I haven't. It's just filler. So, where are we up to? Well, this is a very straightforward square. I've got the old piece as well, so we'll be able to do that, no bother. This one, a bit more complicated. What I'm going to have to do, because it's got like a curve and then there's a bend in it, all sorts of annoying stuff, I'm going to have to do a bit of filler work on here, because I haven't got the equipment to make that panel, you know, that's got the ding ding and then the curved. I need like a shrinker stretcher, I need all sorts of stuff. Used to have one, then well, it was Rob's and then he took it away, so now I haven't got one. Bit of rust there as well, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to ignore that. So what I might do is just make a panel that goes along here, and then make another panel that goes round there, and we'll sort of weld the two together. This has had a lot of panel beating in the past. Obviously I had a knock at some stage, load of panel beating, then a load of filler, but it was a nice job. Just apart from the bubbles. Oh, okay, I better crack on then. And to get this bit from underneath with a load of filler at some point. Beautiful. Wakes you up a bit. Bit of work to do. I enjoy it though, I don't mind it. It's not the worst work in the world, I quite like it. Do you remember my rant about the tyres? Well, I think he's on his way shortly, so we're going to get tyres on this thing, brand newies, which is exciting. And a couple of other cars outside as well, so be interesting to meet him and hopefully be a contact for the future. Which one shall I do first? Shall I do the easy one? Let's do the easy one. I've actually decided to do the hard one first. Change my mind like the weather. It's it's raining. It's raining. Bad ideas. Okay, so off. Let's go. I want to go up into that one there, so we're going to go down here. Right then, so I want to sort of go like that. Cool, that's a nice little curve there. And if we sit like that, we've got this bend which goes all the way around like so. So that line there, that's where there's a crease. Now let's go over to this machine. This machine has been around here for ages but rarely gets used because it is incredibly heavy and unwieldy, and I just wish I had more space so I could just have it permanently bolted. But the thing is, I use it so rarely. What's the point? Right then. This is actually Rob's machine as well. He leaves a lot of cool stuff here. I don't think he's ever used it. I know he has, yeah. Right then, so clamp that mother down. It's only a little bend. Something like that. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Nice. Done it the wrong way around. Should have been like, let me just go and adjust it. Okay, I think that might be too angled. I don't think it's quite as fierce as that. So we're going to go something like that. Do you think I was going to leave that rust hole? What kind of channel do you think this is? Might leave the one behind it though. Okay. So I need to now try and hold that in place and cut round it. James is taking these now. He's going to start on those, and I've got a couple of others for him to do. Fantastic. All incredibly reasonably priced as well. So there you go, tyre and tread. Happy days. Right, I'm going to leave him to it. Let's crack on with this. So I'm going to do it itself, is it? Every time I hold it up to it, it changes shape. What's going on? Why doesn't it just stay the same? It's not easy, you know. Okay, I mean, I made that look a lot harder than it probably needed to be, but we're on, and I've managed to keep a nice line there, so if I can push this in and sort of bend that round as I'm welding it, or maybe cut that off and put another piece on, it should be a nice panel, that. I'll tack it into place and we'll have a look. In all my haste, I forgot to cover the back of the panel. Thankfully though, there's a lot of holes around it. Do you reckon we're going to set that on fire now, or is it going to go boom? Let's find out together. Nice! It's actually looking reasonably good. Bodywork. Oh, bodywork. Bodywork for you. For me. For all of us. Am I going mad? Possibly. Look, something's on fire. God, it's on fire quite badly, isn't it? Oh, I better do something about it. Oh. There we go, it's not on fire anymore. Guess that paint does burn. Cool. I'll give it another coat once I've welded it up as well. I better leave that on standby. I'm just impatient at the moment. One for me. I'm very pleased with that. Very pleased with this whole thing so far. It's going to be quite nice once it's covered in 300ml of filler. But yeah, I've managed to sort of keep this thing and started to even bring a little bit of a curve round it. See that line there? Which is going to be really smart, because that's harder to do with filler, you know. This bit's going to be interesting because it's like a massive wave, so yeah, not 100% sure what I'm going to do with that yet. But let's concentrate on this one first. I'm going to grind these down and we'll have a look at it. Really nice. I don't know if you can see what I can see, but yeah, really smart. All I've got to do is sort of build that up with filler there, and it might need to knock that down there and there with a hammer, fill that with filler, and then that line will just maintain all the way along with a bit of what should we do now? This one or this one? Look at these bad boys. They are dynamos. I said, can I have the worst tyre possible, please? So the back end slides out easier. And he said, there you boys. And I've also got this brand new Admiral on the P4, which is fantastic, because I was always going flat and doing my head in. So that's another step towards this one being a reliable daily driver. More incredible success. Tiny little hole there that I need to weld in once I've got the welder switch back on for this bit. And I'm just sort of thinking, how can I approach it? Like, I don't want to lose any of these, you know, bits or anything there. You know, I need to sort of keep what's what on it. So maybe this bit here, a separate plate, this bit here, a separate plate, and then I can make the shape up with the filler. I think that's going to be easiest, rather than trying to sit there for donkey's years trying to make sort of that shape curved round like that. It's just not going to happen. So, you know, with the time constraints that we have. So yeah, I'll make a couple of plates, I'll get them welded on, and we'll have a look. And there you go, look at that, we're in, last piece, come on. I mean, it's a hell of a day, but we've come out the other side of it. And we survived. And there is no rust in this bit of the Capri anymore. Well, there's still that hole underneath and that hole in that corner behind, which I'll get once I've managed to get the car off the ramp to open the door to strip the inside properly. Got those tyres over there to put on it now as well, so it's all gravy, baby. And this is looking good as gold. Round here, I mean, it is what it is. It's fashionable, it's cool. The kids are into it, you know. Nice bit of filler. I'll make that look amazing. Just you know, you could. How long do you want to spend sitting there hammering away and trying to shape a bit of metal to sort of fit that? You'd never do it. And the thing is, this whole quarter panel's been heavily sort of beaten before, so it's going to need a big skimmer filler over all of that to make it nice. But it's solid. It's good, and I'm happy with it. And the arch is beautiful. So I'm going to get a skim of the fiberglass filler on this before I go today, just so it's rock hard for tomorrow, and we can start sanding it back and stuff. Also, this is the carnage of my workspace today. A lot of stuff happening, a lot of stuff going on. Absolute carnage everywhere. Tools, bits, items. I've been out this morning and spent 150 quid on some Ford A9 base coat and also some new abonnets. These things for blocking long blocks, because I've got to do this. I've just put the second lot of filler on. The fiberglass went on last night. I've put another coating on now just to sort of help things along, get it sort of drying nicely while I do this next thing, which is mix up some paint. And see how this is all matte? That's because it's the primer. And we're going to go underneath and we're going to attack this thing in a load of paint, which is going to look really smart. I did some of it with gloss black cans, and I'm just not totally happy with the thickness of the paint of the gloss black cans. So we're going to do it with the gun instead, which I didn't really want to do because I didn't want the gun spreading stuff around, you know. So I'm going to have to move the Spitfire out, which has got a little bit of an oil leak, so I can't drive it. So we're going to get that out, get it ready, because I've got detailer coming over tomorrow as well to do some bits. So yeah, let's get cracking. This is just one-to-one, mix it with thinners, put it in your gun, which is newly refurbished. I got a new seal kit for it, and I put that in as per the instructions, and it's slightly modified from the original one, so it's obviously an issue with the gun. And I'm hoping it's not going to leak, but I don't know, it probably will. Now, while I'm mixing this, I did promise you a spooky story. If you remember that long ago, and the spooky story goes like this. So I got this car off this lovely family, really, really nice family. And I presumed it was like, you know, an older gentleman's car, great, you know, sort of the granddad of the family sort of had it, and yeah, you get the idea. And I got a message off Wendy, who said that the car was actually owned by a guy called Ian. Now, sadly, Ian passed away on the first wave of COVID, from COVID, when he was 57. And I wasn't sure I was going to tell this story because it's a little bit sensitive, but I spoke to Wendy about it and she seemed pretty cool about the whole thing. And, you know, this car, a lot of that family's memories are in this car, and, you know, I want it to, this is why I'm doing such a nice job of it as well. I want this thing to last. I'm sure Ian would have wanted his Capri to fall into someone's hands like mine and not just, you know, stripped for parts or something like that, you know. Now, the spooky bit of it is that when I got the car, I started on it straight away. And then I got COVID. I got COVID pretty badly. I was laid up for, if you follow me on social media, you might have seen I put up a couple of updates saying, like, I'm rough, like. And do you remember the first episode, the last couple of days, I was joking, saying, oh, I've got botulism and stuff, but I was really starting to feel quite unwell. And then after I finished filming it, which I think was the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I couldn't get off the couch. I was in a real bad way. And no one I know has got COVID. Nobody I know, I don't know where it's, you know, nobody around. I haven't come into contact with anybody that I know of. I haven't heard of anyone who's had it. Now, COVID can't last for, you know, 5 years in a car. And according to Wendy as well, that he was nowhere near this when he was unwell. So it's not, I don't think I've caught it from the car, because that, you know, that would be pretty unrealistic. But I would like to think, because I'm slightly superstitious about cars, I don't know if you are, but I would like to think that maybe it's Ian who sent me a message and gone, listen mate, you better bloody look after that thing, you know. So it scared me straight, and I'm making a nice job of it. But I just thought, you know, it was an interesting story, and I thought, you know, it's nice to know the history of it, and obviously it played a big part in that family's life, this Capri. So when it's done, I am going to take it up to show them, you know, and they can have a good look around it once I've tidied it all up, which might, you know, it's going to take a while. It's not going to be any time soon. There's a lot of work to do on this car. We're making good progress anyway. I've just put some thinners in the gun. And so far, no leak. It's also handy that I'm painting the underside of the car first, just so I can see what this paint's like, you know. It's going to be interesting. Nice. Should we just go and set the gun up on the Porsche bonnet? See if we can make it nice. Right, let's go and put some on the car. The second that I have to take the Spitfire outside because I'm doing a bit of painting and the heavens decide to open, I guess it's going to be a good test to see if we're how good at holding, not letting water in it is. Annoyingly, this bit still hasn't fixed itself, so I'm going to have to do that in the next episode. But you know, it could be fine. It'll be fine. It's just a bit of welding and stuff, isn't it? We've done it before. Okay, so hopefully, if I'm a good editor, I will now show you a quick before of the Capri. Now then, we should just start doing the big underseal job and just start. I remembered to put a bolt on that for the seat as well, by the way, and not on that. So yeah, we should just start sort of rubbing everything back and getting some paint on it. What do you think? Up there. And then here's the after of underneath of this spunking Newith car. Look at that bit. That's insanely good. Look at it, it is so good. It's like brand new, honestly. Amazed. It still looks a little bit matte up there because I've tried to sort of get my gun in there, but it's not as easy as all that. But I might do a better job when I do some stuff on the axle, if I ever do that. And all, you know, the arches and stuff as well there will just, you know, so good. A lot of work, there's a lot of horrible hard work, dirty hard work, but I don't know, I think well worth it. This thing's going to be immaculate for a long time yet. While I was there, I had a little bit of paint left over as well, so I put some brand new leaf springs on it. Fantastic, great stuff. Right then, I'm going to drop it down and we're going to start sanding this thing, and we'll probably be doing this for the next few hours. Ben's just turned up because this thing is back on the road after... Is it having an attack?
Apparently he hit it hard enough, it's quick enough.
Yeah, first time this thing's been back on the road for a year or so. If you remember the introduction video, you can see this car driving out in the intro, and he's also bought me a bucket seat. Oh yes, look at that.
A sensor. I'm limited on the Red Bull, sorry. I haven't had to.
Sorry mate, I got a load in there. I'm still waiting to get sponsored by them. Look at this bucket seat, look at this interior. Oh, look at that.
Calls me.
Yeah, so Ben's Bentley trained trimmer, absolutely epic at his job, and he's trimming everything. Look at that, so nice. Yeah man, dead cool.
That was like a universal.
Yeah, that'll fit, wouldn't it? Easy.
That's fantastic.
Do you want a brew?
Love a brew, mate.
On my third skim of filler on this so far, and the weather's been really mardy. It's all sorts of raining, but I don't mind too much because I'm working inside. And I thought while I was waiting and sort of doing other bits, I would get the, while I'm waiting for the filler to dry so I can do more sanding. Oh, wheel bolts. I would get 3 of the wheels at least back on the car. Yeah. With my fresh new tyres. Are these directional or anything? No, they're not. Are my 60 quid budget tyres directional? Nice new wheel bolts as well. I'll give these wheels a bit of a refurb at some point as well, but not today. Nice new tyres on a car do look so nice, don't they? Make all the difference. Yeah, and a nice brand new spare wheel. Spare tyre anyway. And I've got the original screwy in thing. This is brilliant. swing. While I await for yet more filler to dry, trying to make a nice job of it, I thought I'd drop the engine oil and this filter and get them replaced as part of the service that we started doing at the start of this episode many years ago. Oh, what a beauty. Shall I be wearing gloves? No, I don't need to. Super good at this. Whoa, what's it going to be like? Very nice. Lovely, nice new copper washer. Right, come on then, Mr. Motor Quick oil filter. Oh, it moves so elegantly. Ah, pop that back in there. How many Newton meters should we put this on with? That many? Sounds about right. No oil dripping so far. Oh. Clean removal. Zero oil dripping. Look at the old filter. New one looks about right. A little bit of that on thither. And wind it on. Nearly a full service apart from the cam belt, because what's the point of taking this engine out? And the cam belt looks absolutely fine. Be very easy to do on this as well, because there's a lip like that, you just put another one over and cut the other one off. Made famous by Ed China. Now I am putting 2050 in this, although I feel like you probably could put 1040 in it really, because it's such a nice engine, but I'm putting this in because it's what got delivered. So there you go. And oil's oil, and as well, you know, as soon as this engine does explode, I can justify going out and buying an ST170 engine and putting in it. I was also thinking of getting the exhaust sort of tacked into place as well, but I'm not going to do that just yet. I've had a look at it and I could do with, well, annoyingly probably cutting a tiny bit out of the rear bumper. I'm not sure I want to do that, so I'm going to carry on thinking on the options, and yeah, we'll just sort of see how that progresses. But the reason the other exhaust was bent down so much was because I'm not 100% sure this exhaust is that good sort of shape for the car really, so I'm thinking about it, but I won't rush it. You know, I'll do that in the next episode, along with probably the clutch and this corner here that I'm staring at. It's going to be a big job. I'm looking forward to it, kind of. Tidy. I wonder what this thing's going to sound like now. I've just tightened the battery down as well. That's cool, isn't it? The dust is pretty hectic. Where are we up to then, John? Have a look. So after about 1,000 hours, I'm still putting filler on. This quarter panel, obviously I had a smack at some point and it's been panel beaten, but I just getting it straight. You can see the guide coat on it. I'm just, every time I put a bit of guide coat, I'm saying I'm not happy with that, not happy with this, and then it's just more and more filler. So I've just put a ton on there, and I'm just going to go back on that rather than trying to build little bits up. Other bits are looking nice. This is all sort of done up here. That's all good. This bit wasn't 100% with, so I just put a little bit more on, and then down here is all done as well. So if it was just the arch, I'd have been done probably a couple of hours ago, but this rear quarter here is being a right old pain. More filler to go off is getting this air filter changed. I've just actually used the impact driver to get it off, and it's just snapped the screw off, completely rusted in. The rain's really settling in. I mean, in a big way. We're sort of, you know, getting, I mean, thankfully this trench that I dug is doing a wonderful job. I'm finally getting to some sort of good space, and I think I'm about to put the last little bit of filler on just to fill in a couple of little holes. But I've already put some primer on just to see what it's like, and I am loving it so far. This, again, ball ache, but I've just got to fill in these little bits and then we'll get that sort of sanded back. This bit here I'm not totally happy with either, but I would have to build it up a load more to flatten that out. So we'll get it when we paint the rest of the car. This is only going to be a quick psht, you know, spray over. I'm barely going to mask the thing, just to sort of get us down the road looking half respectable for an MOT. And then when we paint the whole car, we'll make it look superb. Okay, this is where we're up to. I think this is as good as it's going to get for the moment. But yeah, not a lot of filler involved. I've tried to use as little as possible, you know. Obviously, apart from here, where, I don't know, it is what it is. Let's get some prime on it and have a look. So far, so good. Just doing a thorough job of masking. Lovely. That was quick, wasn't it? Obviously I don't need to do too much in terms of masking because I will be painting the car at some point. Where's my magnet? So this is just to sort of get this job done and down the road. And so far, it's looking pretty good. Pretty pleased. Okay, I'm going to mix some paint up and throw it on. Tidy. It's looking pretty nice. Looking dead smart. I'm just gonna carry on putting a few more coats on. Still absolutely hammering it down. But there we have it. I've still got to put the trims back and stuff, but it just looks great. I'm really happy with it. Really nice. Can't see the welds or anything, and that's what I was going for. I've got a little run forming there because I've just been rushing a little bit really, but the finish of the paint isn't the thing here. It's just getting it all welded because the whole car's going to have to be painted, and then we'll be really paying attention to the finish. She sounds really nice though. Have a listen to this exhaust note. So there we go then. The Capri, we've started to make waves in the Capri, and I don't mean the waves going outside from this torrential rain all day, but we've done a lot of jobs. A lot of the welding's done, possibly 50% of the welding. We've got the other side to do in the next episode. We've given her a full service. She's running nice, she's sounding great. We've, the underside, yeah, underside's completely painted and everything. It looks immaculate. All the arches are done in the Buzzweld stone chip stuff, so all solid as a rock. Loads of the welding's been boxed off, you know, in the arches and underneath the car as well. So there's a little hole in the floor there, and then that side of the next episode. And hopefully we'll be looking at clutch, MOT, a few other jobs like that. But I'm going to crack on with it next week. I've got this rover to do first though, get that running, get that, you know, the space cleared up in here. Got a lot of clearing up to do. But I've enjoyed every minute of working on this Capri so far. It's been really, really good. She's been very forgiving. Done a lot of good stuff, you know. She wants to live. And I'm looking forward to doing more. If you've got a bonnet for a Capri as well, let me know. Because I'd like to buy it off you, as long as it's, you know, half mint. I'd like to buy it off you. And yeah, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next episode, probably of the rover, which will be next Friday. See you soon. Bye. Oh, hang on. Just one more thing before we go. Christine is fixing herself. The fire is back in her eye.